Hi everyone, this is Nadia. I'm an occult specialist that uses spiritual intelligence to empower entrepreneurs in a healthy, empowered life story to live a balanced life. Today's topic I want to cover is something that has been a request topic from so many people. And I want to see how much I can try and fit into a video. So it's gonna be December soon, and I'm glad that I can still stand in not much. It's chilly, but it's gonna get real damn chilly. So it's about lunchtime, and you know, in the UK, after a certain cutoff point, after the equinox, after they're done with all their ritual work, they take the sun out of this country. I'm just looking at all the clouds, the manufactured clouds. I remember being on a flight back into London from California many years ago. Of course, I always pick the best time because there are always planes. I'm talking about plane, there's a plane. I don't know, I always pick the best times, like I tell you guys. So I was on a flight back from California, and it was the UK is miserable 6 months of the year. No one sees sun, everyone's depressed. And something hit me when I was on the flight. I was about, I'd say about 35 to 40 minutes from landing in London. And there was sun like I had never seen in my life before in January. The sun made me so happy. I was so like, oh my god, because sun is life, right? And of course, as soon as the plane started to descend, you know, the UK is generally, the energy is a miserable place. Unless you're at a certain level, and even then is the lack of sun, it's how people think. I'm gonna get into all whatever I'm saying. But today's topic I want to cover is a request topic from at least 7 of my subscribers. You guys know who you are. I don't have all your names or your details, but over time you have dropped me messages about this. And I want to talk about 5th generation today. 5th generation, aka 5G. 5G and how it's a portal. So if I waited any longer to shoot this video, I'd be very cold, and I just want to stand and have like this really nice milky cardamom tea and talk to you guys at the same time. 5th generation is an interesting phenomenon that's happened basically. And 2 years ago, they with this whole pandemic situation, I remember when they told everybody, you know, you can't get out. It was basically like China. They started the run from there, basically. Cabal are sick of people in the West having too much freedom. They got freedom to talk. I can really feel the chill in the air, but I'm gonna keep going. You got freedom to talk, you got freedom to sit online and bitch on Twitter and Facebook, and they don't need in their mind people who are useless or have nothing to contribute to society having a voice. So I remember I wasn't living where I am now. But that morning I woke up at 8:30 and I was at the local grocery shop up the road. And people were queuing up like they were never gonna see food in their life. People do that every Christmas. They're gonna do it next month as well. People queue up in these countries that are filled with food, and they queue up for what, one day? Like you're never gonna see food in your life again. It's a juxtaposition, but let me not get sidetracked. So I got my little groceries, everything, and that evening, I went to my final yoga class for probably about 4 months. There was 200 people on a wait list. I had booked my class in advance. I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I just thought, well, I'm glad I didn't, cancel it. So it was at 7:45, and I went and I came home, and I always joke with my mom that the world shut down, and that's what they did. The world shut down because they now came to the point that they were brazen enough to execute what people never thought would happen. I remember waking up about 2 weeks later to get water one night. It must have been about 3:20 in the morning. I had finished a summoning with Duchess Bune. Duchess Bune already started to talk about 5G, the polls, the vaccines, the everything. Duchess is the first spirit, Bune is the first spirit that actually talked about all this to me. I have the recorded channels with the timestamps on my phone. Duchess Bune will read anybody and anything for filth. She's very funny, is very extra, but very dramatic and very accurate. At 3:20, I heard these weird trucks go past. I was thinking, what's going on? Okay, maybe it's like a supermarket delivery or something. No. And there were trucks going past, so I decided to get up, put a coat on, go downstairs and see what was going on. And I still remember seeing people putting up poles, putting up these little 5G towers, putting up the poles. They had to herd everybody in for a few months. They used a lot of psychotropics and they used a lot of magic to wipe certain incidents or instances from people's memories using the Mandela effect. In today's world, with the people of today, especially with social media, you don't have to do much with people. They already can't think for themselves, so they're already ahead. And I was thinking, what is it these guys are putting up? Why are they here at 3 in the morning? I ask a lot of questions. I have a moon placement in Virgo. I always ask questions about things. People don't like that. They want you to just accept their nonsense, period. What Duchess Bune told me in the channels was interesting, and it's very obvious. So people were only allowed out to go supermarket. I saw some woman wearing fish tights at my local supermarket. And I was thinking, wow, people really miss like the whole dressing up and whatever. And it was a collective type of trauma. Now, I want to get into 5G. This is kind of a preamble. I'm just ranting. Oh well. 5th generation is not a mobile network. 5th generation is a portal. Attached to these towers are spirits. Not good ones. Stuff that people often can't see with the naked eye. You need this to see it. I've gone past places and I just cross the road sometimes. On the road I used to live on, there were these crazy towers above apartment blocks. Lots of crazy shit that I was seeing. Okay, so nobody is questioning what's going on. No, of course, they're just too busy watching Netflix, of course. Why would they question anything? Over a period of months, I started driving in places and I was like, the top pole here, the pole here, the pole here, here. And they were putting these poles up before everything shut down. They were doing it slowly. Now they knew everybody was off the road. They had free, clean gun license to do everything. 5th generation is a portal. Now, Cabal or the elite or the 1% or whatever they like to refer to themselves as, or people like to refer to them, they're sick of people. Too many people in the world, too many idiots. They can't control them. It's like, how many billions of people are there? We're just sick of these people. What we want to do is tag them like cattle. And we don't have to tag them like cattle if they so willingly, stay with me here, tag themselves. 5th generation is a portal. Everybody that practices the occult knows that. Through these frequencies, these towers emit frequencies, very low frequencies that affect the mind. That's why you get people, I have headaches, I'm tired, I have brain fog. The worst place in the world for these frequencies is the US. Any time I spent in the US, my mind was just, I gained weight like in 2 days. I felt like an Oompa Loompa. People are zombified when you go to the US. I have not been in a while. I don't have to think about what it's like, I already know. What fifth generation is doing is this is very low frequency. Now, when there's this low frequency that is not audible to the ear, what it's doing is that it's creating a portal. When those portals have opened, fifth generation towers are not towers as much for mobile networks as much as they're esoteric portals. When these portals open, they're linked to the serum, you know, the nanotechnology that's running in people's body at the moment. They're also linked to CERN, C-E-R-N. The portal for CERN opened, I know it opened somewhere in July. Somebody actually asked me to do a video on it, so I do remember it. And I'd get around to things in my own time. And you know, when these portals open, these low frequencies, it's a door. A portal is basically a door. It's just opening a door. The thing with opening a door, like I have a door behind me, is you need to know how to close it. Cabal did not open a door to close it. They opened it to get rid of people. Short answer. What this door opening is doing is it is giving unparalleled access, an access that was not previously accessible, if we want to be pedantic about it, to people, non-human races, non-human intelligences, the ones that are very, very jealous of us. A human being is the pinnacle of God's creation. There is nothing above a human being. Over a period of time, the human race was basically sold. People don't know what's happened, but we were sold. And to bring these entities in means that a human being is now a host for these entities. If you are a host for something, you don't know you're being controlled by it. Okay? Most people. If you have experience with jinn, like I have, you know that's true. They work on telepathy. Most people don't know they're being controlled by something. They're controlled by a spirit. They're controlled by addictions. They're controlled by abuse. It's control, because all psychopaths thrive off control. People hate you when they can't control you, because you won't do what they say. Over a period of time, what these frequencies are doing that are emitted from the towers is, of course, it's mind control 101. This is not a surprise for anybody. But what it's doing is that it's making people multi-dimensional open vessels for possession. I'm not just referring to jinn here. Jinn are one of the things that people will understand. Not everybody, but they'll be like, oh, there's an understanding. The human frequency is very delicious. Like, we vibrate at a very high level. Not people of today, but at least if you're doing the work on yourself, you are. So what they want to do is be a host on you, like a parasite. And how amazing would that be to bring all these dirty, disgusting entities of which the elite have done blood magic, blood pacts, blood contracts to sell people. This information is very far removed from the average person, because the average person is just average. They go work a job they hate, they socialize with people they hate. Their whole life is a lie and a pretense. You see, when your whole life is a lie and a pretense, you can't see outside yourself. That's why you guys are seeing someone is ill, my head hurts, I'm tired, I'm sick. You don't find that weird, man. You don't find that everybody's tired. Every time I work up something, wow, my body feels tired. Okay, I've talked to a client, my body feels tired. Or my client is tired. I go out, people are tired. What the fuck is going on? Why is everybody tired? Part of the frequencies that these towers are emitting are also of hypnosis. 10 hertz. When you understand neuroscience, you understand very well what these portals are doing. The portals are fixed. They just need to turn them on. They're already on to a certain degree. They've just not turned them on fully. Because when they turn them on fully, people will drop dead. I mean that literally. People can stand at a bus stop and they're... turn on the kill switch, you're done, finished, bye. 5G is a kill switch. There's so many things I can stand and say on this video. So many things. But, you know, we are... I always say that we are at a point in society now that if you talk about the things that are going on, it's, you know, it's best. Just be quiet. Don't say anything. Just quietly observe people and let them get on with their mess. And let them get on with their madness. And let them get on with what they think they're winning with. To talk about the things that are relevant in society comes with a big price tag. That price tag can often be your life. People know that. So even if they know stuff, they just don't want to talk about it, because why bother? I had a client that asked me not too long ago. I know I'm going a little off track here, but yeah. The fashion company, or the fashion brand Balenciaga. Well, they released inflammatory images. Is that what you guys call child pornography these days? Inflammatory? You have to manage down everything for the people of today, because their little minds will explode if you tell them what's going on. How come Kim Kardashian didn't say anything? Have you ever considered that she turns a profit from it? Have you considered that? Oh, I worship her. I want to drink her bath water. Women of today are crazy in the West. Everybody wants to be these women. So meanwhile, when they have you distracted with which sister is ripping whose wig out, they're quietly terraforming the skies, meaning they're transforming. There's too much light in the world. Human beings thrive on light. I'm always so happy. I'm like a plant. I'm always very happy in the sunshine. The UK is a difficult place for me in the winter because it's miserable. Because there's no sun, no light codes, no vitamin D. It's sad. People are sad. People are depressed. It's not their fault, but you get my point. They're terraforming the skies, meaning they're changing the landscape. They want to make it slightly darker because these entities that want to come through 5G do not like light. They can't stand light. It's just too much light. What's going on? There's too much light. We don't like light. Evil doesn't like light. Constantly, people's cancer rates have gone up so much. Food, fifth generation, self-hatred. Fifth generation is also messing with the cellular oxygen mitochondria in the body. What does this mean? 70% of a human body should be water. It's mutating the cells at an RNA and DNA level, which they've already done with people. That's not a surprise. 5G is just icing on the cake. 5G is the outside, but what's inside running inside you, what are you going to do about that? So people are complaining about 5G. Birds are dropping dead. Animals have ran away with their nests. Yeah, at least they have more sense than people of today. Fifth generation was already prepared by the military about 2015. It was already in operation in the United States around roughly that time. I remember passing by a couple of airports. I was standing at immigration and swaying like this. What the fuck is going on? Why? I just thought maybe I'm tired after jet lag. America is a different level, man. Whew. My thoughts are always with everybody that lives there. I have plenty of clients from there, plenty of people I know from there. It's a different level of war. So I'm standing at the immigration and like with my little suitcase and I'm like this. I don't know, I'm just swaying. I don't know what's going on. Why am I swaying? What's happening? I know I'm tired, but get on the flight, I'm not feeling good. I had to stay there for a while, I wasn't feeling good. I started gaining weight, started feeling sick. I was like, I knew what was happening. I had to cut my trip short and just come back because it was so difficult. I can't imagine what's going on there now. I mean, I can, but you know. There was a guy who's, I think, one of the ex-C-suite of Vodafone, and he spoke about fifth generation. He had links with the military-industrial complex. And he speaks about everything that I channel with the spirits, and they've just given you the information. See, spirits are not interested in lying. When you evoke them, they're not there for lies. They'll just tell you things as is. It's just people that like lying to themselves. They already have right up to 9G ready. Very, very soon. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. I don't know. They're very, very, they're ready for this agenda 2030. They don't even want it to be 2030. They're like, everybody just die now. They're just like, but you have to, it's like cooking a frog in a pot. You have to go slow with people. You have to make sure they don't notice what you're taking from them and what you're giving them. What good stuff you're taking and what poison you're giving them in return. Sixth generation, 6G is already ready. Some places, some crazy people shouting downstairs on the phone. But all people of today want to care about is the manufactured nonsense of what's on their phone. Elon Musk bought Twitter. People and their obsession with these Jahil billionaires is just unbelievable. Jahil meaning ignorant. They set the trends. I want to be Bill Gates. I want to be Elon Musk. You see, I don't know how to translate what I'm going to say in English, so bear with me if it doesn't sound right. When you have these weak minds, a lot of people of today are just lost and confused. I feel sad for them. They have never had anybody tell them the truth. One celebrity who says something remotely truthful, I say remotely because it's a farce by this point. Oh my god, this person said this. People are looking like in the times of idol worship. I'm just thinking of like the Canaanites basically. They used to worship people like, my god, this person, my god, my god. It's like how most women behave when they see Beyonce. Like they think they've seen God or something. All this ties into 5G. It's an energy that's emitting constantly day and night. You can't run away from the damn thing. The closest you can do is turn off your Wi-Fi when you sleep at night. Trust me, your sleep will improve. You'll be a different person. You'll get to sleep at night. Everything, we are bathed and bombarded in electronic warfare. Fifth generation is electronic warfare. We have very, very tough road coming up ahead of us as people. I know most people don't care. I'm not making this video for people that don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. People have chosen their fate. You have to respect people. If they're dumb, they've chosen their fate. If they're smart, they've chosen their fate. But fifth generation and the pairing with the nanotechnology and the pairing of what they've got ahead for people. They want to remove all plant life from this planet. They want to take out all the animals. And they want to replace them with psychopathic versions of themselves. This is why people of today are so sick and cold in the head. Cabal has done a very good job of making people obsessed with money. Raising the cost of living, of course. Smartly. Obviously they're evil geniuses, so they know what they're doing. Raising up the cost of living so that now you can't survive on a man's salary. They've finished men, at least in Western society. I just look at men, I'm like, wow, this is a lost cause, man. There are very few men that are healthy masculine, because what they're promoting in masculinity is men who are rapists, men who are traffickers, men who are sick, men who abuse women. And you see, when you are a man and you are not healthy, you will look up to these sick fucks. Most guys look up to these sick fucks. I don't want to take their names. I'm not gonna have these people, I'm not gonna promote their name in my mouth. I don't care. To promote their name in my mouth means that I'm giving them narcissistic supply. I'm not gonna do that. It's like starting with 5G and going off on a tangent because I don't know what else to say by this point. There is just everything in this world is a mess. What's the best way to insulate yourself from 5G? You're gonna have to do spiritual shielding. use chem busters, get rid of these chemtrails that they're spraying, do a lot of things. The grassroots, you have to fight on the ground. It's an individual situation. The one thing I want to conclude this video with is that take control of your mind. Be very careful what you let your mind witness. The mind is a subconscious register. It doesn't make a difference whether you think, oh, I scrolled on Instagram and I saw this. Your mind is taking a picture of it. Be very careful. Don't follow people. They're not an idol. You don't need to follow them. You need to follow yourself. You need to follow God. You need to follow divine. You need to follow spirituality. If you don't have spirituality in this world, you're finished, man. You're finished. You're prey. You're up for grabs. They can do anything with people's minds of today. I think it's pretty obvious with the way we're going. I look at the new generation and I feel old. I'm like, wow. Sometimes I look at people and I'm like, damn. It's the reason I don't mess with people, because there's really nothing to talk about. Most people's brains are empty. The only thing that they think about is Netflix, pornography, crime, hurting people, scamming people, robbing people, money, 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 money. They've taken away human dignity from people. So of course the only thing people can think about is money. Not saying it's a bad thing. And on a note of money tying into fifth generation, whatever money you think that you need monthly or yearly, at least monthly, times that by 3 to get away from the Looney Tunes of society. I'd love to know your thoughts on 5G. I'd love to know what you're doing to shield from it. I'll say stay safe, but not in the sheep version of what you were told. Look after yourself, look after your family, get weapons, get guns, get food, get gold, get land, get whatever you can. Because you're not gonna know when that kill switch is good. They're just sick of people, man. You're not gonna know when that kill switch hits people. For some people, it's already hit them, they're gone. But it's a slow poison. Nanotechnology and fifth generation is a slow poison. For ritual work, one-to-one consultation is elite mentoring. I love to hear from you soon. Take care.